Hey women, hey! Hey boys, hey! How is everybody? I am making my final video of the night because I wanted to catch you guys up with the nightly update on the Patrick Frazee trial and what we learned today in court. And so, allegedly, we learned today in court that Patrick never once asked law enforcement for updates on Kelsey during that whole time. They played a recorded call in court from the Woodland Park Police and Patrick, and it was from December 2nd, and he says on that call that the last time he spoke to Kelsey, she dumped him. He says on this call that they had a heart-to-heart and she wanted to go separate ways. And this call was the very first time he had spoke to law enforcement since she had been missing. And this is 10 days later, you guys. He did not even attend the candlelight vigil for Kelsey that her mother had. And this is the mother of his daughter, you guys. So, there are 630 pieces of evidence collected during this investigation. And I have the report of the search warrant and all the findings that I'm going to go through and give you guys bits and pieces of on a later date. But I'm trying to keep you up on the trial first and foremost. And some of those 630 pieces are items like receipts from Kelsey's car, samples of her handwriting, and of course, Patrick's cell phone. Patrick also went into a Verizon store on December 11th, and when he walked in, he immediately told the employee to not believe everything that they are saying about him. And the employee had not even recognized him. He asked how to change a PIN on a phone on his account, but he could not change it because Patrick did not have the phone. The employee says he then nervously asked if you can recover info on a destroyed phone. The Verizon employee said he seemed paranoid and it rang every alarm inside this guy's head. He said that he immediately went to the bathroom and Googled Patrick, and he called the police immediately after Patrick left the store. He did an interview with law enforcement the very next day. In court today, Kelsey's precious mother resumed the stand. She talked about things being out of place at her daughter's condo when they arrived. And the heat was cranked up very high, like very uncomfortably hot. An exercise ball was missing. And you guys, I used to own an exercise ball. And those things are huge. It's hard to find a place to put them in your house. And I always had to stuff it in the closet. I accidentally hit it with a knife one day and it just flattened. And I was walking by and didn't realize I had the tip out and it poked it and it flattened. But those things are, they're not hard to miss because they are huge. Kelsey's mom had an eerie feeling when she got to the condo. So bad that she laid down any and all pictures of the couple face down in the home. So the parents of her grandchildren's pictures together, there was just something eerie about seeing her daughter standing next to Patrick that she had to turn these pictures upside down. It's been rumored by a fellow rancher that allegedly Frazee bludgeoned a cattle to death with a baseball bat, but that is not admissible in court and the jurors did not get to hear that. But Kelsey's mom was allowed to say that Patrick had a fear of animals getting out of line and his mother dearest contacting animal control. Her testimony ended with her tearful recounting of her and Kelsey's last call and how she had wished Patrick a happy Thanksgiving. And during her emotional account, Patrick showed no emotion at all. Clint, Kelsey's brother, took the stand next, and he says his mother called frantic on December 2nd, 2018, asking if maybe he had spoken with Kelsey. He then told his mother to call the police, and he headed off to her condo immediately. Once he got there, all the lights were left on and the heat had been cranked up, and her toothbrush and makeup were still in the bathroom. He saw the hard cinnamon rolls on the stove and got a creepy feeling and left. He returned with his mom, and they actually moved in to try to locate her in Colorado. It was a white mark that had been seen as the light was shining in on the leather sofa at Kelsey's condo that alerted them to look for more marks. And once they did, they found him on the doorknobs, the stove, and other places in the home. He testified about what I told you guys in my earlier video about how he saw the blood on the toilet, and thank goodness he had decided to take a shower that day, and he just happened to be standing in a visible angle to where he could see it, or sitting, sorry. He testified that he spoke to Kelsey right before her death about Patrick. That apparently a lawyer had called Kelsey for Patrick's sister Erin, trying to get her to give her dirt on Patrick. And that Clint seemed to think that it had to do with an ongoing battle between the Frazee siblings over their late father's estate. He testifies that him and his sister were close and that they talked a lot that month, and that he wanted to start an ornament tree tradition for Kaylee. Oh. At least he still can for that, but she won't get to see it, bless her soul. He says he got worried after he got no answer to several calls to Kelsey to see if she got the crystal ornament he sent. He assumed she was upset for not planning to visit. And that explains the package on the porch, you guys. That was one of those ornaments. Kelsey's neighbor, Angela Gerber, took the stand next, stating that she was out of town during the murders. But Kelsey was a doting mother. She also said that she saw Patrick at the condo on many occasions and actually thought that he lived there and that they had never spoke. Kelsey's manager at work took the stand from Doss, and he testified that she rarely called out. So when he got the text about her grandmother asking for the week off, he respected it, but later noted that it was a different format than Kelsey had ever previously texted, and it seemed strange. The Woodland Park officer took the stand, stating that Patrick was not concerned when he told him that Kelsey was missing, and that he remained calm and did not ask any questions. He coldly informed that officer and Kelsey's brother, Clint, that he had not searched or visited because they had been broken up. Patrick asked a credit union employee for the ATM footage of himself on November 22nd. She said that she gave it to him and gave him the pictures because he said he needed to establish a timeline to exclude himself from Kelsey's disappearance. He came in and asked her for these pictures on December 5th. These pictures are of Patrick on the day that he allegedly killed Kelsey. Frazee was dressed in court today in a blue and white checkered shirt and sat very attentive next to his public pretenders. And I call them that. Not all public defenders are public pretenders. A lot of them are. A lot of them don't really try. They don't really do a lot for you. They are friends with the DA and the prosecutors and things like that. And so it's always best to hire an attorney. They will get you a better outcome than a public pretender. There are some public defenders out there, just like there are some amazing cops out there, like my dad. But there are other public defenders out there that really do want to do the best for you. But in my experience and the experience of all the people I've known in and out of the judicial system, that a hired attorney will get you a much better outcome than a public pretender. So I don't know how they own 35 acres of ranch, his mother and all of that, and he has a public defender. Like, how is he indigent? How is he not why is he not able to hire his own representation? They even said that there were times he was paying so close attention that he was taking notes. And so court will resume at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, November 5th, and I will give you guys coverage of this tomorrow evening and everything that we find out. Thank you so much for subscribing. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm finishing the other half of Nicole Kessinger's second interview, so I can break that down for you guys and give you a video. I have already done part 1 of it, so we can get on to the rest of them. I do kind of want to break down Chris's 5-hour or 3-hour confession to the FBI and CBI back in February at some point, but we'll see if we get time to get to it before July, and the books that are coming out and things that just surface throughout as time passes. But thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Talk to you later. Bye.